Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, it's a good thing that I'm going to see my mom so often because that means I get a car cast on the rigs. So with that said, I am really excited to come to you guys today with some fun topics. It's going to be car casting the whole 2 hours down, 2 hours back. All right. So today I want to talk to you guys about some, I think this is super pertinent for what we're dealing with now. And it's going to be a way for you guys to lower your overhead. So first and foremost, team members, what is overhead? Remember, I had no idea what was overhead. So if you don't know, doctors, business owners, overhead is one of those tricky things that I think we get a grasp of it. And then we realize, hey, we might need to dive into it again and again and again. I know that's at least how I am in my business. So with that said, let's dive into overhead. So what is overhead? Overhead means what it costs to run the business. And we have fixed and we have variable expenses. So an example of a fixed expense would be things like rent and our utilities. Those are fixed expenses. We can't get away from them no matter how hard we try. They're fixed. We can't change them. We might be able to renegotiate our lease, but generally speaking, those are fixed. Then we have variable expenses. Variable expenses are things that we can change. So things such as our payroll and our lab supplies and our marketing costs, things like that. Those are variable. We can change those. We're not stuck to that unless we choose to be. So that's what makes up our overhead. So everything we have, let's say we have $100, okay? Obviously there's more than that. Of that 100, we aim for 50% of that. So $50 out of that $100 bill should go to all of our expenses. That's everything fixed and variable. And that means $50 is quote unquote profit of the company. However, it's not profit because of that additional $50. What we do with that is we take that, we pay all of our debts. So doctors with your debt services, that's what will come out of here. And then whatever is remaining and doctor salaries, things like that. And then whatever's remaining after that, that's our true profit. But doctor salaries do not come out of that 50%. Okay. So with that said, we want to make sure that we're all on the same page with overhead. So going through COVID, a lot of my offices, including myself, we all really looked at our overhead. So how do we get more lean and mean on this? So a couple different things. Number one, all employees, make sure that you are a necessity in your job. I had a coach tell me, she said, Kiera, if you want to be a really successful coach for your clients, make sure you're a necessity to them. So employees, make sure you're giving 110% every single day. You're not just hanging out, not really helping contribute to the team. You're actually benefiting the team. And also team members, watch your time. I know all of us are scrounging for money. I promise you, if we do the right thing and we're always giving 110%, our jobs will be taken care of. I am a firm believer in that. I watched it over and over again. So if you know you're coming back from lunch, make sure you're clocking in at the appropriate times. You can help with that payroll and then make sure when you're there that you're a necessity to your job. I say that with all the love in my heart. You guys know that I don't claim to be better than any of you. What I do say with that is employees, check to see how you can add even more value to your office. Right now, offices are looking to see, do we need to bring all these employees back? They love you all. They want to give you a job, but they also have to be realistic with how many dollars are actually coming into the practice. So employees, make sure you are an A-team player. Go above and beyond. Ask your doctor for feedback. Hey, what could I do that would make your life even easier? Look for little jobs in the office that aren't being done that you could do. I think team members, our jobs are not secure either. And I don't say that in a scary way. What I say is you should never feel like it's secure. It should never be They can't live without me. I'll be totally fine. You should constantly be looking for how can you add more value. So that is one area. Doctors, I would be real picky, and team members, you might not like me, and that's okay. We're speaking honestly, and team members, I want you to know what your doctors are thinking about. So I know I've looked at my employee list and I've thought, all right, if things get tight, who are my people that I'm going to cut first? That feels gross, you guys. I feel terrible even talking about that. The reality is I have to make those decisions and see who it would be. I have a list. I'm sure all other employees do. So employees, make sure that you're a necessity. Watch your time. Make sure you're adding value and you're not milking the clock, especially right now. So that's one area you guys can watch overhead. I usually don't go for payroll first. I don't think that's usually my number one area to reduce my overhead. But I do think that that's one area that you guys can get some help. A second thing, this is totally not normal. I don't think a lot of people look at it. Credit card processing fees. There is a company, Apex. I met Zach. He's pretty fantastic. You guys can chat with him. Also, we work with another company. I think it's called Merchant Services. Oh, don't quote me on that. They're incredible. Don't worry. If you guys want, they actually will do a free credit check, like what your fees are. And if they find a way to do it cheaper, what they do is they don't charge you. They just split the savings with you. So let's say, for example, they could save you $5,000 a year just by changing your merchant services. So what they'll do is they'll split that $5,000 with you. I think it's fantastic because honestly, you're paying that $5,000 anyway. They win, you win, and we're both saving. So if you guys want that, I've had a ton of offices where we've done that. So if you guys want help with that, email us hello@thedentallyteam.com. I'll get you connected. They do it for free. They'll totally check it. See, and if they can't save you money, they'll tell you high five. If they can, saving on your credit card fees. I know it sounds ridiculous. I just talked to an office yesterday and she found that it was going to save her $17,000 a year on credit card fees. $17,000. So it's just something silly that I don't think we look at for lowering our overhead. I think before we could be pretty lean offices and still outproduce our problems. Now it's time to really dive in, get your microscopes out. Let's see where else we can do it. So number one, payroll. Team members, be a necessity. Number two, doctors, check that credit card fee. See what's going to happen with those credit cards. Is there a way that you could actually reduce those merchant services? These are things that they just require a phone call. So check to see if there's a way you could do that. Also, I would go through all the additional services you're paying. There's a lot of them like Legwork and Medento and Flex, and they're all fantastic, but they all kind of do the same thing, not 100%. So I would check to make sure you're not duplicating services on all those monthly reoccurrings. I'm sure you've already done this. I'm just going to suggest again, go back through that list. I found other things. We use Adobe. I use Adobe for signing documents. We do it for editing our operations manual, which by the way, if you guys want that, snag it because the 50% off sale is going away. We're all back in the practices. So you guys have been rocking it out for these last 3 months. So I just want to let you know, if you want any of our online products, get your bouteilles over to thedentallyteam.com. All the virtual products are 50% off with the coupon code DAT helps. Make sure you get on that because it's not going to last forever. And we're rolling something else out. So this is a way you can get those courses forever. It's not going to be that way forever. So hop on over there, guys. But with that, operations manual, we use Adobe for editing that ops manual. And I was paying $15 a month, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I found out that I could get 3 months for free on Adobe. So I did that. That saves me. I know that's $45. High five, Kiera. Was it really worth that? It was a simple click of the button. I wanted to cancel. They said, do you want 3 months for free? And I said, yes. That's all it took me. And I just got $45. Also, I would look to see. I called my landlord and I was able to get a month free due to COVID. So he didn't charge me for the month of June, which is coming up. And I was able to get, that's $1,100 is what we pay for our rent right now. So little things like that will reduce your overhead. I also would suggest you guys get your supplies in order. A lot of offices haven't taken the time to organize their supplies. Supplies are one of the easiest ways, in my opinion, to reduce overhead. And I don't mean compromise or sacrifice quality. I'm a huge believer that you need high quality products and you need to do the best dentistry you can. What I do think is, as an assistant, I've told you guys, I wasted supplies a lot. So what I would suggest for supplies is you guys get those clear tip out bins. If you're in a small area, if you guys pop onto our Instagram page, by the way, follow us, like us, and if you're really feeling generous, give us a have your team members subscribe to the podcast. That's going to help us a ton. So stop right now. Have all your team members subscribe to the podcast for us. We'd love to get you guys part of the Dental Team family. So on our Instagram page, we have where you guys will, I have an office in New York, and he has 3 rows of these tip out bins. So that way in small spaces, he was able to maximize it. The tip out bins, do you guys remember back in the day when there were like those file charts and you could like spin them side to side to get more files? Well, that's basically what these tip out bins are. If you guys don't know what a tip out bin is, imagine, if you will, a wall of these little clear boxes, and you pull them out like it's each one's a little magic box, and they're clear, and you have all your supplies in these clear boxes. This is unreal, you guys, because what happens is when we can see it, I did this when I worked at Midwestern University. So when I worked at the dental college, we had an issue with our supplies. We were always losing them. We'd run out. We'd have to do this like quick order in the middle of the year. And I thought there's got to be a better way to do this. What I found was the whole storage room was in boxes. And when things are in boxes, we don't see it as easily. We over order, and it was such a mess. So I spent an entire summer with another gal, and we organized this entire lab, all of our supplies back there. And it was crazy because we didn't run out of product nearly as quickly. We could see everything that was in there. We knew where everything was, and we didn't overstock or understock because we were in a scarcity mindset. We knew exactly what we had. So that's the idea of these tip out bins, is you see everything you have and you keep it in a centralized location. Also, guys, now's the time to get those endo buckets, those implant buckets, those composite buckets, instead of stocking every single room. I know it sounds ridiculous. I know it sounds like, but we won't have everything. No, you can still have your disposables in there. The things that, cotton and gauze were my go-to. You guys, I used to have like a mountain of gauze. Sorry, Dr. Call. I definitely was a waster. But with that, you'll keep some of those disposables that you use all the time in every operatory. Those are very inexpensive. Those disposables are very, very cheap. But the other bigger, bulkier items that do cost a lot, get tubs that go in and out of the rooms. You can get endo carts. You can get implant carts. So you're not stocking every single room. I know this is a project. I also know it will drop your supplies, and it will be something that goes ongoing for you. In addition to that, so I'd get the tip out bins. People ask, where do I get those tip out bins? Go online, Google it. They're always different. Tiger with Zen Supplies, he has a lot of resources. So if you want a connection to Tiger, just shoot me an email. His name really is Tiger. He's super rad. hello@thedentalteam.com. I'll get you connected to him. That way you guys can get those tip out bins for your supplies. Something else you guys can do is with those tubs, I've seen a lot of offices where they have them and they'll have them assigned to an assistant. So you could check the assistants of who's using a lot of supplies, who's not, and you keep them all super organized. I rotate those bins if they're going to be assigned to assistant every month. So that way no assistant gets too comfortable or starts hoarding supplies in those tubs. This can really, really, really cut down on your guys' supplies. Something else, if you guys want a sample of it, pop on over to thedentalteam.com. If you guys we're getting smarter. We're getting way smarter. So you can either email us, hello@thedentalteam.com, or pop on over to our website, the podcast tab. If you guys want the direct link, it's thedentalteam.com/blog, because there's no way for us to say podcast. That would be cool. And on there, it says, yes, I want the forms. Just sign up. It's through your email, and you can get access to all the forms I talk about on the podcast. So if you guys want any of those forms, we'll have a form on there. So Brenna, please make sure you get this form up on the website. It's a supply tracking sheet, and it's super, guys, you'll never be able to do this on your own. It's super hard. Yeah, right. It's in Excel. It's super easy. But what Ashley Doran was actually the one who made this. And what she has on there is you put in what last month's collections were. We put it at 4% because we have a grace of 5% is what we want our supplies to be of our total overhead. So let's say we have $100. Well, 5% of that would be $5. So expand that, 100,000. You guys get it? That's 5,000. Okay. So that would be your supply budget. But Ashley was really smart. She set it at 4%. So assistants or whomever's ordering could track it and get it up to 4%. So we don't ever go over, and it gives us a little bit of a grace window. What's really cool is you'll put last month's collections in there, and it will dump out what your supply budget will be for this month. Some offices like to do it monthly. Some like to do it quarterly. I have no preference on it. Whatever's the easiest. I'm really big on easy because people will do easy and simple. They won't do hard. So whatever's the easiest for your team to track, to follow through, that's what I'm going to suggest you do. Hey guys, So one of my favorite quotes is, "You're always one decision away from a totally different life." I would strongly invite and encourage and bring all of you in that want to have a totally different life. We have Dental A-Team, Silver, Gold, and Platinum. It is going to be customized training for you and your teams. We're going to walk you through the things that you don't know, the things you wish you knew, and you're going to have accountability. So you are just one decision away from a totally different life. We are inviting you. I am inviting you to come join us in Dental A-Team. Gold is my favorite. So hop on over to thedentalat-team.com and join us as our newest Dental A-Team Gold member. Remember, you're one decision away from a totally different life. Okay, so you guys can get that supply tracking sheet. That's going to help lower your overhead because honestly, just the mere fact of tracking, having your assistant or whomever's ordering track every single expense, this is going to help you see how much you have, how much you don't have. I also suggest putting a whiteboard by your supplies. This will help your team members write it down, and this will allow you to only order. And I only usually suggest offices order 2 times a month. I know. If you could really get cool, do it once a month. This will cut down on the amount of ordering. It's kind of like when you go to the store, you buy extra things. So it's the idea of we run lean and mean. Also by having those tip out bins. Some offices will put tape on those bins. So there's a line and we know if we get below this line, that's when we're going to order. But having everything out in the open, having a spreadsheet where you track these supplies and you have an automatic budget every single month instead of them coming to you or it's always the same budget because our collections shift every single month. They're going to be a little different. So if we base it on collections, we always do collections because collections is real money in the practice. If we do that, that's going to help you guys actually be able to track your supplies. So I just gave you 3 ways to track your overhead to get it down. There's tons of other ways. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. So payroll, employees, make sure you're a necessity. I'm not kidding. Find ways to be a necessity. How can you add so much value? I think I said this quote before on the podcast, and if not, I'm going to remind you. One of my favorite books is called The Go-Giver. It's what our company is literally modeled on. I read it quite regularly. Every new person who comes onto our team reads it. And they say your salary, like your paycheck, is directly proportional to the number of people you serve and how well you serve them. So how are you serving your team? How are you serving your patients? How are you going above and beyond team members? Look at that. Also, please don't milk the clock right now. Your doctors are paying attention. Your teams are paying attention. And this sounds so gross. I just want you to know the honesty. There is a list. Most offices have a list of who's going to be fired first or who's not going to be brought back. And it's usually based on drama that they bring to the office, the ease of what they do, and then the value that they bring to the practice. So you guys, I used to be an incredible assistant, but I had a lot of drama and baggage to me. I wouldn't have been surprised just because I was a dang good assistant, and I'm usually not cocky on this. I will be cocky. I was a really, really good assistant. I could think ahead of my doctor. I could sell treatment left and right. I would tee up treatment. I could figure it out. Patients loved and adored me. I made my doctor's life so easy. I was always 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of them. I was super fast. I could flip a room. I always stayed on time. I could pour up impressions. I was selling cases left and right. That's why doctors loved me. But I brought drama to the office. I was snooty. I thought I was so cool that I was above the line. I would have attitude with the front office when they'd put somebody in my schedule that I didn't want. Doesn't mean I didn't talk to them, but I had attitude. I wasn't looking for a solution. I was more looking to cause problems. That's not an ideal employee. It doesn't matter how good your skills are. If you also don't make the other team members' lives easier, if you're not adding value to your team, it doesn't matter how great you are. That will only get you so far. So team members, look to see, are you a necessity in your practice? Doctors, look to see who's a necessity. And it sounds gross. You've got to have a list of who you know. And I wouldn't share it, but team members just know that that's there. I don't want you to live in fear. I want you to look for how you can be so incredible that it's a necessity. They can't live without you. And it's not just due to skills that you are constantly looking for ways to add value. You're that dream employee that they never, ever, ever want to lose. Second thing, look at your credit card merchant fees. Something super simple, something very easy to do, something that most people won't do. $17,000 could be yours. If you guys want somebody who's really great, we have merchant services that we work with, and Apex, they're another great one. So let us know. Happy to connect you. That way it's a free check. If they save you money, high five. So email us hello@thedenoline.com. We'll get you connected. That's just one email, you guys. That's all you have to do for that one. And then the next thing is your supplies. Get those tip out bins. Put lines of when we're going to order. Order once a month if you're ordering twice a month. Make sure you're living lean and mean. Give your team members that spreadsheet on the website or email us hello@thedenoline.com. We already have it made. I'm happy to share it with you guys. That way you and your teams can get that overhead down. Now's the time to be even more lean and mean in the practice. It's going to make you a way more sophisticated business owner. It's going to help you have less stress and more security. All right, you guys, thanks so much for listening. I'll catch you next time on the Dental Lane Team Podcast.
And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental Lane Team Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.